Alright everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow, and to all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel, and to all the subscribers, welcome back. Before we jump into this chart, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys towards the end of this video that I don't want you guys to miss. Cathie Wood has been pretty bullish, buying it on the dips and buying it as a SPAC merger before the merger has even happened. That's placing a bet on a company that a SPAC merger hasn't even finalized. So very bullish on her end and very bold. I definitely want you guys to stay tuned on in for it, because if you don't have it on your watch list, you definitely want to have it soon, or as soon as this video shows you, because you want to start paying close attention to this stock as it continues to move. Because the way Cathie Wood is being, she's being very bold and bullish in the 3D printing space, and that's what this SPAC merger has to do with. And I think she looks at it as like, I don't want to miss out the opportunity, or she knows something that we don't. So stay tuned for all the information. And all I ask for in return is for you guys to hit that like button to let me know you watch this video, and it helps out the YouTube channel. So here we are with Gsat, Globalstar Inc., kind of in a sideways movement, but a lot nicer from the lows down here, right? From 115, sitting pretty nice at this point, and it hit a peak here of about 175, pulled back down, and we're sitting here at around 151 as the lowest point reached after this pullback. So this is something important that you want to keep in mind, and it was the lowest point today in the morning, so it had a lot of price action and price movement, as we could see. Now let's go ahead and look at our 50-day moving average and our true support and resistance that we want to look at. And our 50-day moving average is 164. Anything above that is bullish, anything below that is bearish. So I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. Now, our support level is down here at this point, 160. Super important to keep in mind that if that gets broken through, the bears have accomplished two things. They broke through the 50-day moving average, and they broke through the support in bearish territory. And that's the point where you want to look at this closely, from 160 all the way down to this point of 151. See if the bulls are trying to reappear and bring it back up, or are the bears tearing this one down fairly fast. So very, very important to watch carefully what's going on within this area, especially being in bearish territory. Now it's sitting at 166, and it's slightly above the 50-day moving average, which is 164. So this is in tug of war zone, and this momentum is great, but the tug of war is on, and we're going to have to see who dominates in the next coming days, or will this just sit kind of sitting sideways within this area. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So 160, our support, super important to watch and see how it reacts from the 50-day moving average to that support and the next support. So what's our resistance, and why is it important? Well, our resistance is up here slightly above the 50-day moving average and the current price, and it's super important because it's the highest point reached in the day, and a rejection quickly happened after, and we sit here sideways. And the reason why I want to emphasize it's important is because this momentum is great, but for it to continue, resistance levels need to continue being broken through, and that's right here at this point, 169. That is the point that the bulls need to break through, turn into a support, pull away from to reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and get deeper into bullish territory, pulling away from the 50-day moving average in the upward direction. So I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. That is a very key point right now in the next day, next trading day, and even the days to come. But for now, 169 definitely needs to be broken through and turn into a support, so this could continue. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Stay tuned till the end, because you don't want to miss this opportunity to know about this stock, especially that the SPAC merger hasn't happened, and it's pretty close to the SPAC merger beginning prices, because SPACs usually begin between $9 to $11, and it's not that far from it. And the closer to $10, the more interesting. But definitely one to look into, and I'm going to share with you guys everything about it and what Cathie Wood is doing and how she feels about it by her actions. Stay tuned. Welcome back everyone to another video here with Invest for Tomorrow, and to all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel, and to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watched this video, that you found it helpful and informative, and that you learned something new. So here we are with the website to one of the companies that ARK Invest has been buying as the dip of the correction had recently started all the way to this point. They've been loading up. We're going to look at their position, how much it's grown. I caught it on the first date that they started buying, and as it continued to go lower, they just kept on adding more, and as it's starting to kind of recover and rebalance itself, they just keep on adding more. And you know how ARK Invest believes in 3D printing. This is a 3D printing company that's going to go through a SPAC merger. So this is the website, Mark Forged. I definitely recommend you check it out to learn more about the company. But let's look at how ARK Invest has reacted. And we've been talking about this one since I started to see strength. So we went ahead and talked about this one over the weekend. And I stated over at the Patreon that A1, this is a SPAC merger that has been pulling down due to the market conditions in the last month, but picked up steam recently. The merger has not been finalized, and it should switch from A1 to MKFG sometime close to the beginning of the summer once the merger is finalized. So it's still in the process. It's not even guaranteed. But now, one of the things that this is very interesting about is ARK Invest has been loading up on this one while it has been falling within the last month. They have went from holding around 300,000 to 1.5 million shares in just a month. That's a bold approach, getting into this one early because the merger has not been finalized. While sitting at $12, it's looking interesting. The closer to 10, the more interesting it gets. I will post a link down below for you guys to see the company and so forth. And I even saw an article. But if you guys want to know live updates and weekly updates on when I'm looking at different ticker symbols, you can join over at the Patreon. You'll gain access to all the ones I've talked about previously and the ones I'm going to talk about in the near future as the weeks go by. So we've been talking about this one and watching this one, and I definitely talked about how, you know, on the RSI it's pulling upwards, the MACD, there's almost a cross here, crossing section that it can continue to pull up possibly, and there's some recovery, but we wanted to watch it to see if there was a pullback since the whole market was pulling back, you know, on Monday, slight recovery. Then yesterday it looked a little bit red, and today it got green. So we'll see how things play out the rest of this week. But, you know, at $12, this is looking like a bold decision from ARK Invest to be buying on the way down and on the way up. Okay, very, very interesting. So let's go ahead and see here their chart, and then we're going to look at how ARK Invest has added up. I basically stated it there, but I want you guys to see it in their ETFs and their PDFs that I have. So here we have it, seeing it going downwards. So the first time that they registered a purchase was back on the 24th, okay? So on the 24th of February, that's where this was running up, okay? And then it started to pull down since the 25th, and it hit a bottom here of 1030, ran back up to 13.70 cents and some change, pulled back down, and it's sitting at 1238. So let's look at how ARK Invest has reacted since. So when I did that post on Patreon, they had 1.5 million. Let's see if they've actually gone up a little bit, and that's going to tell you how bold they are about this, because even when it's pulling back, if they're buying more, that's pretty big. So here's on the 24th, and you can see A1 right here, 208,917 shares. That was on the 24th of February in RQ. So let's go ahead and pull up the 16th, which was yesterday, right, of March, RQ, and we're going to look for A1. So A1's right here, and they have 1.6 million. 1,600,174 shares. They're being bold. When I posted it on Patreon, they had 1.5, and that was over the weekend. So A1 is definitely going to be maybe number 2 NNDM. That's the way I'm seeing it. That's how bold they're being about it. And I feel like they don't want to miss out on this, because they probably feel like they've missed out like on other ones that have grown tremendously, that are like DD when it comes to the 3D printing space, like this one right here, I think it is, yeah, 3D systems. You know, this one ran up all the way up to a peak here of $50 and some change from the lows down here of $11, and it pulled back. And I haven't really seen them do much about this, but I feel like they're not worried about this one. They're like, you know what, that one already grew. I want to catch the ones that are down here with the potential to go up here and stay up there, right? That's really what they're looking for. So A1 is definitely looking like an opportunity, and this is definitely one you want to keep on your watch list and do more due diligence on. So definitely go to their website to see more about them. But man, 3D printing is looking like the future for real. If we haven't accepted it yet, you know, those are some of the plays that are going to be growth sectors in the future, and they're going to change the way things are done, you know, systematically like we know it. I mean, it's just incredible what a 3D printer can create while no one's around. It can just do it. So it's going to make things of manufacturing and everything a lot more, I guess, smoother, hopefully, without any supervision. And it's just going to allow things to be produced. And then this has a little bit of a tie-up with raw materials needed to print. So it's just wild how raw materials and 3D printing is going to be innovative in changing the game to everything that we know. And that's part of the market. I mean, the market is always ever changing. There's always new innovation. And while you don't want to accept certain things, it's probably the time to accept it, especially when you see institutional investors being bold. I definitely look into other institutional investors if they're buying into this one before the merger. That would be interesting as well. But I believe that, you know, for, you know, the track record of NNDM in ARK Invest portfolio and growing through all these offerings in the pullback and running back up, and how bold Kathy Wood is on 3D printing, and she's going into this one before the merger. I mean, that says a lot. I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts down below and how you feel about this one, but definitely one to add to your watch list. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.